Students, faculty, and staff traveling to and from the Tech campus may have had to find a new route this fall as major construction is underway on a highly used highway. Coming up, we'll have the details on the 19th Street Rehabilitation Project.
The fall semester is nearing the halfway point, and that means many students are starting to think about life after graduation. Find out how one college organized a one-stop shop for students to take the next step towards a future career.
And the Texas Tech volleyball team is off to one of its best starts in years with hopes of even more success. So what's next for the Red Raiders as they head into their second weekend of Big 12 play? MCTV's Alejandra Salazar will be in with a look around Tech athletics and sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Jayden Santos.
And I'm Nick Tauschek. Students returning to Texas Tech this fall have noticed some major changes in traffic around campus. A large construction project on one of the main routes on the south boundary of the university has caused many members of the Tech community to come up with alternate ways to get to campus. This is a live view of the intersection of University and 19th Street. That intersection is the current midpoint for a 3-year rehabilitation project affecting 19th Street. The project started in June, but it kicked into high gear right around the time classes resumed in August. The $25.69 million project will eventually rehabilitate the state highway from Memphis Avenue to just east of Interstate 27. But the Texas Department of Transportation decided to start the project with the segment from Memphis Avenue to University Avenue due to heavy pedestrian and vehicle traffic. TxDOT officials have said that the portion of the road that passes by Texas Tech is a priority, with hopes of finishing it faster than other segments of the project. Unfortunately, heavy rains during the first couple weeks of the semester delayed construction work, and the portion on the south side of campus may not finish until early next year.
The biggest obstacle for students traveling down 19th Street this fall is that both the east and westbound sides of the road have been cut down to one lane up to University Avenue. The westbound side next to campus is where most construction is happening right now, and that has led to the temporary closures of roads that head into campus. Starting today, the entrance to the Hewlin Clement and Wallgates parking lots is closed through the weekend. The intersection includes 2 one-way roads that allow for entry and exit on the south side of the parking lots. As of this morning, students who park on either side of the residence halls will now have to enter from the north off 18th Street. The south entry from 19th is expected to reopen sometime next week. To keep up with the latest road closures that could affect your daily commute, be sure to check the university's Tech Announce email, which is sent out every weekday morning at 11 a.m.
This weekend marks the beginning of October, and that also means there are just 2.5 months left in the fall semester. With winter commencement not that far away, one college held an annual event to help students take steps towards their future. The College of Media and Communication held the 2022 Career and Internship Fair yesterday in the Red Raider Ballroom. Students from the college could stop by between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. to meet up with representatives from dozens of companies and groups looking for potential interns or employees. Along with traditional media companies, other employers such as CVS Pharmacy, Tyler Technologies, and even the Lubbock Police Department were on hand to discuss opportunities where students could use their communication skills. Media and Communications' annual career fair is held each fall here on campus. If you missed out on yesterday's event, there are still several more opportunities to explore options for future employment. Next week, the University Career Center will be hosting the fall edition of the All Majors Job Fair. Employers and recruiters from various industries will meet with students in the ballroom from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Wednesday. For more information on next week's event, along with a list of all the UCC's career fairs, visit careercenter.ttu.edu.
Thousands of students live on campus in the university's residence hall, but many students still feel alone in a sea of Red Raiders. With that in mind, one of campus's groups holds a series of events each semester to help bring on-campus neighbors together to have some fun. Tech's Residence Hall Association is currently hosting a full week of events during Say Hey RHA Week. On Monday, the festivities kicked off with the Tie-Dyeing to Meet You event. Outside of the Horn Nap lawn, students from across campus gathered from 4 to 5 p.m. to show off their creativity while making a wearable keepsake. Shelby Morlock's RHA's Vice President of Programming says Monday's event was just the first of 5 activities planned to take place throughout the week.
Today we're having a bleach tie-dye event called Tie-Dyeing to Meet You, where students pick up a free shirt and they get to bleach tie-dye it. And then tomorrow we have Reaching for the Stars, which is for Success Week. So students will pick up a study care package over at the Clock Tower from 6 to 7.
Along with Tuesday's care package giveaway, RHA also hosted their Breakfast at Tiff's event yesterday morning, giving residents the chance to stop by and pick up breakfast and a free Starbucks coffee. Say Hey RHA Week continues tonight with a Starbucks sing-along in the Honors Dorm classroom. Students can stop by and sing karaoke to movie hits from 7 to 9 p.m. And the week of festivities ends tomorrow night outside of the Chitwood Weymouth Residence Hall with the 7:30 p.m. screening of the classic movie Grease. For more info on this week's activities and to keep up with future events, you can follow TTU RHA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's been a warm week and sunny week here on the South Plains. In fact, conditions have been almost identical since Tuesday.
That's true, Jayden. After a slight cool-off on Sunday, highs have been in the upper 80s every afternoon, and the nighttime low has dropped to just under 60 degrees. With October just 2 days away, can we expect any changes as we head into the first full month of fall? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. The MCTV Tower Cam is showing clear skies today. The lack of clouds is the only difference from Tuesday and Wednesday's conditions. Highs will still reach near 90 degrees before sunset, with a slight breeze coming from the south. Overnight lows are currently forecast to drop to 57 degrees, which is the exact same temperature we've seen the last 2 nights. Skies should also remain clear throughout the night. Tomorrow, it looks like we will continue to see more of the same conditions, but a few clouds could have moved throughout the afternoon. Heading into Saturday, there's still almost no change in conditions, but a cold front is once again expected to hit the area on Sunday evening. That should lead to slightly lower temperatures on Sunday afternoon and even cooler conditions from there. Looking ahead, some of the first fall-like temperatures could finally enter the forecast, with highs only reaching the upper 70s later next week.
As we mentioned earlier, road construction near campus is causing a lot of delays and changes for students this fall. But some other departmental projects will also be leading to disruptions in some students' routines. Starting tomorrow, Student Health Services will be launching a new patient registration platform. During the change, Student Health Services will offer fewer appointments and wait times for phone calls will be longer. The changeover to the new system will take place between tomorrow and next weekend, with normal capacities expected to resume on Monday, October 10th. If you would still like to try and make an appointment, you can visit ttu.edu/studenthealth. But if you can't get an appointment, you are encouraged to visit a clinic in the local community. And also next week, the University Rec Center will be closing the leisure pool for the remainder of the fall. Even though the closure usually happens before the colder temperatures kick in, this year's closure is also happening to allow for renovations to the leisure pool facility. In the meantime, students looking for options to swim on campus can visit the indoor aquatic facility, located on the north side of the rec center.
Texas Tech football has been dominating most Red Raiders social media pages this past week, but another Tech team is hoping to get some attention as they welcome the top-ranked team in the nation to town this weekend.
MCTV's Alejandra Salazar has the details on that story and more in sports. Alejandra?
Thanks, Jayden and Nick. Last night, Texas Tech volleyball swept Kansas State to remain undefeated in conference play. In the match, both Kenneth Sauer and Reese Rhodes collected double-doubles. Sauer recorded 16 kills and 11 digs, while Rhodes tallied 35 assists and a career-high tying 16 digs, which led the team. And as a team, the ladies collected 44 kills, 40 assists, and 60 digs, which is a season high for a 3-set match. Up next for the Red Raiders, the ladies will host #1 Texas for a huge matchup on Sunday at 2 p.m. at the United Supermarkets Arena. Coverage for this match will be aired on ESPN+. Moving on to soccer, the women's soccer team will take on Oklahoma State in Stillwater at 7 p.m. The game will be available on ESPN+, but you can also stay updated with scores and stats through TexasTech.com. This Saturday, the Texas Tech football team will travel to Manhattan, Kansas to meet up with number 25, Kansas State. The Red Raiders are coming off a big overtime win over number 22, Texas, this past weekend. The victory started the Red Raiders off 1-0 in Big 12 play. This weekend, Texas Tech will be looking to build on that win by snapping a 6-game losing streak to Kansas State on Saturday. And in the process, a victory over the Wildcats would also push the Red Raiders to their first 2-0 start in conference play since 2013. And it would also be the first time Tech has beat 2 ranked teams in back-to-back weeks since 2008. Well, that's all I got for sports. Back to you, Nick and Jayden.
Thanks, Alejandra. So, Jayden, do you think that the Red Raiders can win and finally get ranked in the top 25 this weekend?
I think if Tech can go on the road and beat a tough ranked opponent, I think we can make it happen.
Sports. That's great. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.